All right. Well, hey everyone, it's 1 minute after 1 o'clock on Pacific time. And today we're going to talk. I say we, but it's going to be me because I don't believe Kayla can join us today. Unfortunately, she has some issues with some properties. So I understand that it happens. So you guys are going to be stuck with me, which is going to be awesome because I like talking. So, hey, I'm Gary Allen. I'm a realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been a realtor for about 5 years now. And the reason why we're here, and many of you may be familiar with this, there might be a few new people, but ultimately, we do these webinars once a month to add value to the members of the Real Estate Resource. And there's always new people coming on board, so we always want to make sure that you have the latest updated information. And I think a great tool to be able to help you grow your real estate business. So let's talk a little bit about it. Being a realtor for 5 years, about a year into being a realtor, I go to a conference and I see a gentleman up on stage, and his name is Jordan Adler. I knew who Jordan was. Jordan's very well known around the world in networking circles. And I knew the company that he represented, which was Send Out Cards. I never had looked on the website. Being a realtor for a year, you begin to understand that this is a people business. Then the better you are at making new connections and growing those, nurturing those relationships, the better you're going to be at real estate. And so it just made sense. The dots connected. Jordan Adler, Send Out Cards. I need to check it out, which I did that night. And I was instantly a fan of the system because I knew that I needed it, because social media is great and we can call people and we can text them and we can email them and we can have social media. But I found that sending a card, a simple piece of paper with some ink on it, where you're able to grab pictures from Facebook and be able to make a highly personalized, highly impactful card and be able to send that off in a matter of a minute, where it prints tonight at midnight and goes out in tomorrow's first class mail, and your recipient gets it a couple days later. And that touch, used consistently, is an amazingly powerful way to grow relationships. You go from out here in the ether where all the other realtors are at. In Las Vegas, we've got 15,000 other realtors. How many realtors do you have in your area? Yeah? I'd recommend being different. A good friend of mine says, he read a book, I can't remember the guy's name, very well known, Be the Purple Cow. And it's really important to be able to be different, to separate yourself from the competition. So I do that by using greeting cards and grabbing pictures from Facebook so that card is very meaningful. People put their lives on Facebook because it's important to them. They want to share their lives with their friends, right? And so that is, for lack of a better way to say it, it's just an amazing amount of ammunition that you're able to use to give back to them. So I'm constantly going on my Facebook feed, and if I think of someone, I go to their Facebook site, I find a picture, I find ways to celebrate people. And if you do that consistently, you're going to find that you're going to start getting feedback very quickly. Now, the key is do it consistently. You've got to send out, honestly, as a realtor, you should be sending out 5 to 10 cards a day. And if you do that consistently, day in, day out, you're going to start getting a lot of positive feedback, a lot of text messages, phone calls, people posting the card that they got from you on Facebook. And you're going to start to get business from it, because what ends up happening is that you go from an acquaintance to maybe a trusted business partner, right? When you're helping them with a transaction, to a friend. And I always say you go from out there in the ether to top of mind, and then top of heart. And top of heart is where the referral machine is at. That's where people start to think of you as their friend, and they wouldn't think of using someone else. So let's take an example. I know Kayla is doing this. She targeted a farm that was being controlled by another agent. And by using send out cards consistently, she is now the agent of that farm. There are so many different ways to use this, and Kayla is just a master of it. She really is. So I'm going to brag on her a lot, and I'm going to ask a favor of everyone that's watching here at the end. So send out cards. I started using it, and I started getting results. I started getting listings. I started getting feedback. I started getting referrals. And so I'm going to briefly talk about 5 different ways that you can use send out cards to be able to grow your business. And the first way is just loving on your network, right? When you have a card, let's see if I can find it here quickly. Probably not, because there it is. When you find something on Facebook, and I use this example all the time, so bear with me if you've already heard it. But I use this example because it's the power of sending a highly personalized card in a moment's notice by using Facebook pictures that people post because it's important to them. And just the simple act of you giving it back to them on a physical card, it's something that's tangible. And it bypasses I don't know about you, but I sort my mail over the trash can, right? So it bypasses that because they know it's not a form letter. And that's, the worst thing you can do, I think, is in terms of wasting money, is just mass mailings, because I think a lot of people would agree that stuff just doesn't even get through past the garbage can. So, but a card will, a personalized card will. So I grabbed this picture, and it's a picture of a couple that I helped put into a home, just a rental. But we became Facebook friends, and I saw this. They were celebrating their 1-year anniversary. So I took this picture off of Facebook. I put it on a card. It has a couple champagne glasses, kind of a nice card, nice picture, and just celebrated their anniversary, just like they were. It had my brand on the back of the card. So he calls me. I added a 4-pack of brownies as well because he had a couple small boys. He calls me a week later. Dude, my wife adores you. Thank you so much. That is such a cool card, and the kids love the brownies. So we chatted for a few minutes more, and then the last thing he said to me on that call was, hey, my dad's thinking about moving back to Vegas, and he's bought 3 homes from the same realtor previously when he used to live here, but he's up in Colorado, wants to come back to Vegas. Will you meet with him? Of course. So I met with his dad, and that ended up being a huge transaction. It was one of the biggest ones of my career so far. It was close to $20,000 from about a $15 card and gift. So now obviously that doesn't happen on every single card that I send out, but if you look at it, I wouldn't have gotten that piece of business without sending that card. And that $20,000 or so pretty much paid up my send out card expenses for the rest of my life. Okay. So ultimately, that's one way. Love on your network. Being able to just see something on Facebook, send them a card quickly, and just do it without thinking of a return, frankly. If you do that to give and not receive, I swear the energy goes out that way, and it comes back to you 100 times over. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is use this system to go after FSBOs, right? You can set up a campaign with our send out card system where they get 3 or 4 or 5 cards over the space of a month. And maybe the first card has a picture of their home that you either take, or you can actually take a picture off of Google Earth. It is enough quality that it looks fine. I've tested it. And you can send them a card saying, and be different, right? And all these people are calling them saying, oh, can I come over? I've got a buyer for you, which is, 99% of the time is bullshit. And being able to do something different by sending them a card with a picture of their home and a couple of brownies, and then they're going to get 3 or 4 more cards over the next month. And somewhere in there, you're going to want to reach out. But I guarantee you the energy is different when you give something of value before you ask something of value. Just the simple act of sending them a card with a couple of brownies, and they'll call you up quite often. But if not, you reach out to them and say, oh, you're the guy that sent me the brownies. Man, those were good. Thank you so much. And the whole energy is different. And you can come from a place of service and go in the side door rather than trying to beat down the front door. It just works. You can do that with expireds as well. Have a 3 or 4 or 5 card campaign, and the first card goes out. Expired, you might want to have to do a little bit differently. It might require a little bit more legwork because they get hit so many times that, and it's kind of it's probably still on the market. So you may want to go and drop off a packet at their front door and then have the card hit there a couple days later with a couple of brownies. And so yeah, your expense on this will be $10 or so to send out a couple brownies and a card. But you only need to do this, a bit to be able to start to reap the rewards. Here's another way, open houses. Kayla is crushing it with open houses. She loves open houses. And she will target a listing of hers with about, I think, anywhere from a couple hundred to 500 neighbors around that listing, and she will send out a card. Now, this is a high dollar event, but it's definitely paying off for her. So she'll send out one card going out to multiple people, and people will walk into that open house with the card in their hand. And then, of course, she sends them a follow-up card. Thank you for coming to my open house. And then when that home is sold, she creates an 8x10 card that is for sold, and that goes out to everyone, and the phone starts ringing, and she has so much business in the pipeline. It's definitely paying off very, very well for her. So that's the fourth way that you can use this, by just using it effectively before, during, and after your open house. And then the fifth way, which Kayla started doing this, and I never even thought of it, but it's just brilliant. We meet realtors all the time. If you're in with KW or EXP or other large companies, you have these events, right? And they bring agents from all around the country, all around the world. And just by making relationships, just the fact of meeting someone, shaking their hand, grabbing their card, and following up with a set of cards, maybe 3 or 4 cards over the next 2 months, where you just start to build the relationship with these people that live in Memphis and Jacksonville and Buffalo and San Diego and Seattle and Spokane, all these different places around the world, and just appreciate them, stay in touch with them, keep your face in front of them. I guarantee you no one else is doing this. And over time, that's going to start to pay very well as you start to build relationships with agents across the country. So there's so many ways to use this. Honestly, the most powerful way is the first way, loving on your network. If you focus on loving on your network, appreciating them, loving them without any need or desire to get anything back, just appreciating them, you're going to have a transformed business. All right, so that's that. Let me show you another quick example. You may have seen this before, but I had a listing, and I just created one card and sent it around to 100 neighbors. And I was able to span that card across the inside and put some pictures on the edges. And what I did with this card is I just asked the neighbors, if you know of a friend, relative, coworker that would like to live in this neighborhood, would you please have them contact me? And lo and behold, someone contacted me, and this card went out to 100 neighbors, about $2 a card, and brought me in a $19,000, $17,000, $18,000 commission. I don't honestly remember. It was big. And I just have example after example of how this system works, because we are in the people business. I just can't stress that enough. Okay, so that's enough of kind of what I do and how I use the system. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen because I want to go over some basic, bear with me, go over some basic concepts of the plan. All right, so I'm just going to start on this side, go over briefly the different ways that you can use the system, the different plans that we have, a couple add-ons, and then we'll carry on. So as a real estate professional, again, I think it's important to use this system to its fullest. And that means having the app on your phone so that you can create cards on the fly, right? As you're walking out of an appointment, you take a picture of the house, and now you're vocalizing what the text, and you're sending them a card. Maybe after a listing appointment, you send them a card saying thank you, and you send them a gift. Whether you get the listing or not, I guarantee you it's going to have an impact, and you are going to, number one, get listings, but you're also going to have, even if they went with someone else, when they get that card and gift from you, they're going to go, I think I might try to see if I can help this person. I mean, it happens. I have all kinds of stories of people that didn't go with with me on the original, or one of my realtors that's using send out cards, but they got referrals after they started sending cards consistently. Again, you are going to get business quickly from this if you use this a lot and consistently, but it's just going to start to roll in over time. A good example of that is Gail. Gail Zintek is a realtor up in Michigan, and I believe that's it, yeah. Gail started using send out cards about, I think, 8 or 9 years ago. And that's the only thing that she used. She was at about a 30% referral rate back then. She's now at about 98%, basically 100% referral. And she does about 50 transactions a year. And it all comes from send out cards. So what does Gail do? She goes into her office in the morning, opens up her computer, goes on Facebook, and starts sending cards of gratitude and love and appreciation to her network. And she does that over and over and over consistently, and waits for the phone to ring. And when the phone rings, she picks it up. How may I help you? Because she knows that is more than likely going to be a solid piece of business. I mean, it's just an amazing way to build a great real estate business. The key is being consistent. Okay, and being consistent means that you don't think about pricing, right? Because if you're on one of these plans here, every card's like, okay, it's going to cost a couple dollars. So guys, go with the unlimited plan. It's $97 a month. Being able to send unlimited heartfelt single cards. This is one card going to one person immediately. It is a card meant for that person. So it's not a card that you're going to send out to hundreds of people for an open house or things like that. The power of send out cards is in using the system to love and appreciate your network and grow your network. So being able to send heartfelt cards, again, doing it off the phone, time blocking in the morning and the evening, 15 minutes, send out 5 to 10 cards a day. And you can do that because you're able to do it because it's unlimited. You're able to send unlimited, heartfelt single cards, including postage, anywhere in the world. Now, guys, that's just nutty, okay? I send out 10 cards a day. That's about 300 cards a month for $97 a month. So each card ends up being about 33 cents. That's postage included, guys, okay? So it's so powerful to be able to have an unlimited plan that you can send out unlimited cards and not have to worry, can I afford it? Budget it in and budget in your time and just do it, and you will start to see results. You definitely will. All right, so you also have discounted shipping on the top selling gifts. So an example, it used to cost about $10 to send out a 2-pack of brownies and a card. It now costs, I think, $740, $760, something like that. So that has been a discount that they've added recently with this unlimited plan. You do get 30% discount on the entire gift portfolio. Now, when you go into what they call system sends, a system send is something that is not a heartfelt send. So a system send could be like a group send, creating a just listed or just sold card, one card that goes out to multiple people. That's like a group send, right? Think invitation to a party. That's one card going out to a lot of people. Those are going to be $1.75 per card plus the postage. So the postage, unlimited postage, only is with the heartfelt, the single card going to one person. You can send unlimited of those cards, and that's why you want to do it during the day. You think of someone, boom, you send them a card on the fly, right? You do that during your time blocking in the morning and evening, where you send out 3 or 4 cards. So if you do those unlimited cards, you're really going to get the value. But if you want to send out a group send or a scheduled send where you have a campaign like the FSBO or the expired campaign, or you have someone on a 4-touch yearly drip where they get a birthday card, an anniversary card, and a holiday card, and a spring is here card, whatever you want to do, you can do that, right? All those cards outside of the heartfelt single cards, Those are $1.75 per card plus the 55-cent stamp. So it ends up being about, I guess what it is, about $2.30 per card. You also have the unlimited relationship manager. That's the contact manager, where you can put all the information in, their birthdays, their anniversaries, your notes, and that's where the system sends are going to pull from. We'll talk about that here in a bit. All right, so it includes all card types. We have 5 different types of cards. We have a postcard. We have a flat card, which is a 5x7 card inside an envelope, which is a very cool way to send a card. A 2-panel, a 3-panel, like I did here with the, and then we have a large card. A large card is 8x11, and it's $1. I think it's $1 or $1.50 upcharge. So that is a big card, but believe me, if you use it effectively, it's going to come back. Well, Kayla is getting about well, let's just say $50 plus rate of return. I know at a point she was up to about $67, but I think she could easily say that she gets a 50-to-1 rate of return. And I've had the same results, probably not as much as that, but it's been very, very good. So, so that's the unlimited plan. That's the plan that I would recommend for any real estate professional, to take the cost factor out of it and just start sending cards abundantly. We do have a card a day program. It's $37 a month, and that does not include postage. So if you send out 30 cards a month, then that's going to be about $15 in postage. So you're going to pay about $53 a month for this. Okay, it's great. It is less. I just think that this is the way to go. But that's me. We have an enhanced plan that basically opens up the system so you get the entire, all the features, the gifts, the relationship manager, all the different card types, and those cards outside of the $17, which is really an access fee. These cards are going to be $2.25 plus the 55 cents, so that's what $2.80 a card. So I think the unlimited is the way to go for real estate professionals, any business professional. Just budget that in and use the heck out of it, man. That's just the cool thing about it. Now, there's an add-on that you may be interested in for those folks like Kayla and myself that use this system fully. We send out the group sends, the just listed, just sold, open house. We use it for the scheduled sends, for the FSBOs, and the staying in touch with our network. I think anyone that you have a client with, you should put them into probably a 4 or 5 touch card during the year, where they get a couple cards from you where you don't have to think about it, right? They're going to get their birthday card. You don't have to do anything, right? And then when you see stuff that on Facebook, or you're just driving down the road and you get a prompting, I ought to reach out to George. He comes into your head, boom, you get out of the car and you send him a card. If you do that, you're going to touch them probably, 6-7 times a year and maybe more. And it's going to come back big time. It really is. So the folks that sorry, I'm a little bit distracted, but ultimately the system package here is for people that want to use the system to use it to go after farms, right? Kayla is using it very effectively. For $395, you're able to send out 300 cards. Postage is not included, okay? Now, once you use those 3, so that you could use that the first month. You could use that, over an entire year, those 300 cards. But it basically lowers your cost from $2.30 a card, right? The $1.75 plus the stamp, and it lowers it down to about $1.86 per card. It's $1.31 plus the 55-cent stamp. So if you're going to use a lot of cards to go after a farm and kind of take over an area like Kayla has done and others have done, or you're going to use this to love on your network in a consistent way where you don't have to send out all those cards yourself, or if you use it in combination with sending out heartfelt cards and system send cards, this is a great package. So once you go through your 300 cards, which is about $1.31 per card plus the stamp, right? Then throughout the year, because this package lasts for a year, you are able to continue to send out cards at $1.31 per card plus the 55-cent stamp. So this is just a great way to use the full system to be able to pardon me, to be able to, pardon, I got distracted there, to be able to use the full system and the power of it, the heartfelt cards and the system sends. And if you use it consistently, it's going to have a huge impact on your business. Now, the last thing that you can do, and this may interest some of you and it may not, and that's fine. We love our clients using the system, being able to grow their business. That's awesome. But here's a way that you can make the plan very inexpensive, maybe even turn a profit. I became an affiliate. Kayla is an affiliate. And we did that because I knew that I loved the system. Kayla became an affiliate because she loved the system. If we love it, chances are other realtors are going to like it, right? And other business owners. And it just happens to be that I started sharing this with people really the first week after I came on board almost 5 years ago now. Wow. And I started having people that liked it and started using it and started paying on it on a residual basis, and I started making an income. So here's the proposition. If you become an affiliate for $59 a year, and let's say you sign up with a $99 plan, if you are an affiliate and you go out and sign up for other people, and I'll help you to do it, and Kayla will help you to do it, until you get knowledgeable and able to do it yourself, we'll do the heavy lifting for you. And if you go out and sign up 4 people at the same $99 plan, now you're making $99 income each month, and now your plan is free. I don't know very many other plans that allow you to be super effective and love on your network and have it really cost nothing, okay? And if you continue to show this, and you'll start to build up a residual income. And I have done that, and it's very fun to have a residual income. The security of that month after month, doing something once and getting paid on it over and over and over again, it's a wonderful thing. If you can imagine every home that you sold and every time they make a payment on their mortgage, you get a little slice of that, that's powerful. And it just ends up being more so if you start to grow an organization, and this can become a very nice second income. It could be an exit plan. It could be a retirement plan. I started becoming an affiliate not only because I knew that I would be able to be successful at it, but I did it because I've had too many nice cars and I don't have a lot of money set aside. So I had to think creatively, how can I may never retire, but I sure want the option to. And I needed to have a residual income. I started thinking differently about how I could retire because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it on my own savings and my own investments. So I just changed focus 5 years ago and started doing this, and it's working out very nicely and will continue to do so. So that is one thing that you maybe can consider to, if it strikes your fancy, to have a lower cost for your marketing, or if you'd like to have a second income stream. I can tell you, you can build a second income stream just talking to realtors and showing them, sending them a card and showing them, how the app works. And it's really quite simple to mesh this in with your real estate business. You can do it as simply as inviting people to come on our monthly webinar and let us do the lifting for you, right? Because we're going to redirect them, all these new guests that you've invited, back to you so that you can help them get signed up and get paid for it. So there's so many different ways that you can use this system effectively being an affiliate, but I'll leave it at that. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up, it'll probably be a little bit shorter here today, is I'm just going to throw this out there. Kayla's not on the recording. I'm sure she'll see this, but isn't Kayla amazing? Kayla does an amazing job with send out cards. And not only that, she's growing a great real estate business, but she's helping so many people do the same thing. And so I want to encourage you. I'd like to do something and just to say thanks to Kayla. And I'm sure many of you feel the same way. Would you, this is the ask, would you at some point, either next month or at a separate time, be willing to do a watch party so that we will give the presentation? You're doing a watch party, so this recording would actually go on your wall and your network would be able to see it. And if you're an affiliate, then you're going to benefit because your network is going to see something that might be of interest to them. If you're not an affiliate, of course, you can always become one. But just to say thanks to Kayla, maybe you could do a watch party with us and have this video be on your wall. And when people ask you if you're not an affiliate, maybe you can refer them to Kayla. That would be such an awesome thing. So if you are willing to do that, would you mind just putting a yes in the remarks? I want to get a head count of how many people would be willing to do a watch party for one of our, and we can make it, shorter. We don't have to go the whole 30, 45 minutes or so. So we can make it, I'll discuss it with Kayla. But anyway, if you're interested in doing a watch party, would you go ahead and put a yes on the comments so that we can kind of get a head count of who might be interested in doing that. We'll see if it's worth a while. So guys, that's really about it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments and we'll get them answered for you. I hope you got some good information. I think it's, I know this is a great system for realtors. I don't think, frankly, that there is a better way to grow your real estate commissions than using send out cards. It's really that powerful. I've been with it for 5 years. I guarantee you if it wasn't effective, I wouldn't continue with it. So guys, I really appreciate your attention. And if you would leave a comment that you'd be willing to do a watch party and we will announce that and organize that and help Kayla to grow her business, just in appreciation for the great work that she does in running this website, this Facebook page, and really adding a ton of value to everyone that sees all of her information. So guys, you take care. You have a great day, and we'll chat with you soon. Bye-bye now.